For thousands of years, men had to get pussy the old-fashioned way, no texting involved. In fact, in order for you to even be born, your grandpa had to get pussy without texting. Just imagine that shit for a second. The only way you can get pussy is by physically going up and talking to every single girl you like. And the only way to communicate with them is to do so in person. Now that texting is involved, it's made dating awesome because now you can keep constant contact with a girl and keep the momentum of your interactions going even while you're not in person. The best thing is that you can do it while you're just going about your day, and you don't actually have to invest any real amount of time into it. That's why even if you have failures, you aren't really losing anything. So getting girls over text is a situation where you can't lose. But texting has also made dating fucking terrible. So many guys fuck up the texting because they don't understand what the real power of texting is. In fact, so many guys are so bad at texting that when you approach a girl for the first time, she usually assumes that you are just another boring guy who has nothing interesting to say. That's why it's important to catch her attention and make yourself stand out from the start and break this negative prejudice. Texting is a tool to get you more dates. Literally burn this sentence in your mind and remember this every time you're texting a girl. When talking to a girl over text, you should be thinking to yourself, how does this get me closer to hanging out with her? If it's not getting you closer to a date, then it's a waste of time. There is one exception to this rule, though. If you're using texting to flirt with a girl and maintain momentum, then that's acceptable, because that momentum you're building is just to get her to want to hang out with you again. If you meet a girl briefly in person, or you get her number from Instagram or Tinder or some other shit like that, then the other purpose of texting is to establish rapport with her and show her that you're not a fucking weirdo. Texting will easily ease her potential worries that you might kidnap her in and sell her organs out of a van. But if you keep texting a girl for weeks and never ask her out to hang out with you, it's pointless. Not only are you wasting your time, but you are also making the girl less interested because you are treating her as a friend instead of a potential partner, and you are making yourself look like someone who isn't an action taker. Whenever I text girls, it never takes me more than anywhere between 1 day and maximum 2 weeks of texting before I ask them out. And if it takes me 2 weeks, it's only because I was busy and couldn't do it sooner. The point is, you should always aim for an actual meeting and talk in person, instead of wasting time on endless discussion over text. When it comes to gaining a girl's trust, Snapchat is another really easy way to do it, because it'll prove to her that you're not a 40-year-old guy who's gonna roofie her and steal her organs in a beat-up rusty van. Again, that's not the vibe you want to go for here. Appearing non-threatening is a really important thing to remember, because it's a vital part when it comes to texting any new girl. Girls are far more cautious and paranoid about guys being potentially dangerous, because if a girl is hot, then there's a ton of guys who are always drooling over and fantasizing about her, which increases her chances of getting kidnapped and thrown into a van. Okay, enough of that haha. Seriously though, a big reason guys fuck up texting and come off as needy is because they give it way too much importance. If you make a girl feel attracted to you in person and can reel her in like that, then that's 10 times more meaningful than if you can send a few slick text messages. I get a lot of messages from guys saying they're great at in-person communication, but suck at texting. On one hand, it's good that some of you guys are already good at talking to girls in person, but texting is nowadays usually the first step and sets off the initial vibe for dates, so you should be good at it too. An easy way to fix this is to just forget about texting and only use it the way I outlined above, to set up plans and to keep the sexual momentum going. A lot of guys lose sight of what they're actually trying to do when texting a girl because they freeze up and get anxious about fucking it up. The reason you're texting this girl in the first place is to hang out with her and meet up in person so you can stick the tip in and diddle her like you've been dreaming about. You're not texting her because you want a fucking pen pal. Fuck that! Besides, like I mentioned earlier, generations of guys have picked up and fucked hordes of girls the old-fashioned way when texting wasn't a thing. So it just goes to show that it's far more important to only use it as a fast pass to getting more dates. Think of texting as if it was just a filtering method for girls you actually ask out. It might even be interesting to ask your grandpa how he used to get pussy without being able to text his side hoes. Actually, fuck it, let's do it. Homework. Go out and ask your dad or grandpa how he used to fuck girls without using a phone. Look at that. You'll be strengthening your family relationships and learning how to fuck more girls at the same time. You'll only kill 2 birds with 1 stone. In summary, use texting as a tool. Use it to set up dates. Use it to build and maintain momentum and to minimize her perceived risk of meeting up in person, and that's it. If you really want to improve your texting, then you can check out the link in the description, where I put all of my knowledge in one single book.